Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Already the 15th of June, halfway through June, almost halfway through the year. Hard to believe, but it is true. We're looking at a high of about 90 degrees today. We'll have your complete forecast coming up in just a second. But we're going to get right to Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez with us this morning from the city of Key West. Good morning to you, Mayor.
Good morning, Michael. Happy Monday to you.
And happy Monday to you. So, summer is here. It seems like things have slowed down just a little bit, but we've still got a pretty busy week coming up here in the city. And, of course, we had Flag Day last week that you celebrated on behalf of the city as well.
Yes. Yesterday was actually Flag Day, and I went to the Key West Elks here in Key West. They had a Flag Day celebration, and so I participated and went to that, and it was a fantastic event. I just remember back when it's really important to me, and we've celebrated it for years. So my predecessor, Harry Knight, who was the previous tax collector, he celebrated it every year. So all of the staff would have to go out front of the courthouse and go through the participation. So I was really happy I was able to join the Key West Elks Club and celebrate Flag Day.
Yes, as it should be. Well, we also have a few other things coming up this coming week. I've got some regularly scheduled meetings. Maybe we should run through those here. Tree Commission meeting on Tuesday. Got a blood drive Wednesday, Civil Service Board meeting on Wednesday, Art and Public Places Advisory Board meeting Wednesday, Planning Board meeting Thursday, and then Juneteenth is coming up. That's this Friday.
Yes, so let's start with today, though, first.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have Meet the Mayor today. So
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to gloss over that one. That starts at what time? 2 o'clock?
2 to 4. So come on down, come on by, ask any questions, make any comments, whatever's on your mind. Come on down from 2 to 4 today. We will be here. Like you said, Tuesday is the Tree Commission meeting. That starts at 5 p.m., which will be here in the chambers, here in the Commission chambers. Wednesday, we have the Art and Public Places starting at 5:30. There will be a Civil Service Board meeting starting at 5:15, but that will be held in the Commission side conference room. So don't go inside the chambers. You'll be at the Art and Public Places meeting. So just go to the conference room that's just on right there on the right-hand side. Okay. And then we also are going to have a blood drive here at City Hall on Wednesday, and that will be between 1 to 5. So if you'd like to donate some blood, come on down here to City Hall. It'll be back in the parking lot. Thursday is the Planning Board meeting. That starts at 5 p.m., also in the chambers. And then City Hall will be closed in observance of Juneteenth Day, but there will be a Juneteenth celebration at the African Memorial Cemetery at Higgs Beach starting at 9 a.m. So I will be there for that celebration. And it will include dance, recitals, poetry readings. I believe the Conquettes are going to be there. They'll be singing, and a talk by Monroe County historian Corey Malcolm. So I look forward to that. So if you have any time available, come on down Friday at the African Memorial Cemetery at 9 a.m. and we will celebrate Juneteenth Day. And just for everybody to know, there's no plogging on Friday since City Hall is closed. So if you want to clean up your area and your neighborhoods, you can go ahead and do that. But there is no plogging this week. Okay. On Saturday, there's going to be the Truman Waterfront Park. There's a garage sale, Junk in the Trunk, starting at 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. So that'll be out there on Saturday at Truman Waterfront. And then also the Sonny McCoy Indigenous Park, they're going to have a Father's Day car show from 12 to 3. And then on Sunday, it will be Father's Day. And of course, I would like to wish all of the fathers out there a happy and wonderful Father's Day.
Yeah.
I always said every Monday I'd like to remind everyone up until the day on June 27th, City is going to be celebrating the 250th birthday of our country. So I just want to keep reminding everyone we will have a parade starting at 6 p.m., starting at United Street, going down Duval until till Southern, and then it will be at the the Truman Waterfront Park. Yes. And then 6:30, we'll start having, we'll have the anthem and military and civilian leaders with the welcome address. And then we're going to have entertainment from 7 to 10. It's going to be lots of great music. We have jumping balloon, arts and crafts, all kinds of things for the kids. So we're looking forward to be able to celebrate the 250th birthday of our country. And that will be on June 27th.
That is correct. America's 250th anniversary celebrated by the city of Key West. Looking forward to being there as well. I'll be part of the festivities, as will you, of course. It's going to be a big event, a big commemoration on the 27th. Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez with us, Mayor of the city of Key West, on Good Morning Keys. Also, it looks like this is a little farther down the line, but we'll mention it now. Key West Day with the Miami Marlins, of course.
Oh, yes.
This is a huge baseball town, thanks in part to your family as well.
Yes.
But Miami Marlins supporting Key West Police Athletic League, proclaiming Key West Day on July 11th in Miami, and it'll be kind of in between some of the World Cup soccer matches, so we should be able to get in and out of Miami around that time, but that's going to be exciting. Again, Key West Police Athletic League is the beneficiary of that.
Yes, so July 11th, go on, get your tickets to the Miami Marlins game. We went a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun. So yes, and it does benefit PAL. So we're excited about that. And also a reminder, Michael, that our meeting has been changed from Thursday, July 2nd to our commission meeting on July 1st. So it'll be Wednesday, July 1st, commission meeting starting at 9 a.m.
Okay. Thank you for that reminder as well. Also, we were speaking of the police department. We were speaking with Chief Brandenburg on Friday, and we were remembering Mila or Mila, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation, of police mounted unit mourning the passing of Mila, the 17-year-old who served our community so well, and so many people were familiar with Mila. But there apparently is already, we do have a new mounted member of the force has arrived, and we're looking to actually raise some funds for yet another. So
yes, that was a very sad day, and I look forward to meeting the new member of our family.
They are a staple in our community. They're so majestic and again serve us so very well. It is Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez also serving us well as our mayor of the city of Key West. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. So lots of things coming up. As we've mentioned, the 250th on the 27th. We've got Juneteenth coming up as well. City offices closed to commemorate that. So I think we've hit the highlights for today, but you can always stay in touch with the city at cityofkeywest-fl.gov, or better yet, meet the mayor in person today starting at 2 o'clock.
There you go. So any information you need, we're always updating our city website. Please make sure you go there. Like I said, every day we're updating it with new information.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you. I think we've touched on everything so far. Unless there's anything else, we will let you get back to a busy 15th of June already.
Yes, it's incredible that we're already in the month of June.
I know. I think I just took my Christmas tree down. So.
All right. Exactly. Well, you have a wonderful week and be safe out there.
I thank you so much. You do the same. Thanks for all that you do for us. Mayor, we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, take care. It is Mayor Denise Didi Enriquez with us, Mayor of the city of Key West. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And it's going to be a warm one. We had just a little bit of rain yesterday. 83 is your current temperature. Chance of rain for today, 10% and a high near 90. We continue with more Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
Your home is your castle, your sanctuary. Rack Advanced Control brings together the electrical and smart technology that make your home comfortable, secure, and effortless to live in. Imagine music flowing seamlessly through every room, beautiful lighting that adjusts to your lifestyle, motorized shades, climate control, and energy management all working together automatically. From integrated audio and video systems to discrete security cameras and professional electrical services, Rack Advanced Control designs and installs technology that works in perfect harmony. Originally founded in California, Rack Advanced Control has over 20 years of experience serving the luxury residential market and was honored as a 2024 Lutron Excellence Award Integrator. Now with an office in Key West, Florida, Rack brings world-class smart home design and electrical expertise to the Florida Keys. Make your home smarter, safer, and more enjoyable to live in. Call 786-647-9647 or visit rackav.com. Rack Advanced Control. Intelligent luxury, expertly installed.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. No major incidents that we're aware of on the roadways. We'll keep you posted if anything does develop at any particular time. But we're going to say good morning to Dr. Sue Woltansky. She is school board member, Monroe County School Board, District 5. Good morning, Sue. How are you today?
I am great. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah,
glad to be here.
Thank you for being here. So as we were just lamenting, it's already midway through June. We had another very successful school year. Again, graduation rates continue to be on the rise, and we are very fortunate to and very thankful to be an A-plus rated school district. And we just celebrated the first anniversary of our superintendent, Ed Tierney, who is also, by all accounts that I'm aware of, getting very high grades for his performance as our superintendent this first year.
Right. So last week was the 1-year anniversary of when we signed his contract.
Okay.
And, yeah, it has been great. You know, I think we've talked about all these things, but he's the first superintendent to open the schools in the Upper Keys on the first day of school that anyone can remember.
Yeah.
He has been very present up here, and that was one of the concerns going into the superintendent's search, was that the Upper Keys feel like, you know, that they aren't, no, they don't get enough attention, like your cat.
You heard that. She thinks so, anyway. Oh.
But there's been other great things. You know, his one team, one goal which we also talked about, bringing up over 70 of the district administrators back into the schools to help the kids who were, just shy of getting those test scores that they needed to graduate, brought them in to help the teachers and help those kids over the finish line. And it seems that has been very successful for its intended goal, but also the success. When we were at the Key West High School graduation, the administrators who were sitting up on the field with me were able to go over, and they were like hugging their graduates that they had worked with immediately after crossing the stage. So it really connected the administrators to the students and to the ultimate goal of what we're all doing. And I think it was just, it paid off in dividends. Not only did the kids, get across that stage, but the admin and the schools became just a little closer to each other.
Yeah. It is Sue Woltansky. She is District 5 board member, Monroe County School Board on Good Morning Keys. And that initiative that you just referred to certainly does seem to have had the desired effect, but also just a very positive effect on the students and on the district and on the administrators themselves. And again, another great initiative that Ed Tierney did initiate. I think that maybe you all hired two of Ed Tierney. Maybe he has an identical twin, because you see the Monroe County School District website, you see the press, you see in person a lot of Superintendent Tierney up and down the Keys throughout. You mentioned about how he was present the first day of school in the Upper Keys. He is present everywhere, certainly as committed to our community, and we commend him for that.
Right. It's been, it was a good choice. Really good choice.
It was. And we had a school board meeting where the topic of the superintendent did come up, apparently. There was an audience member who made some statements that apparently were inaccurate. So maybe we can just take a moment to clarify that.
Oh, yeah. So, well, first of all, everything that's done by the school district is transparent and online. You can either find it in our meeting agendas or you can find it on the website. I mean, sometimes you have to dig because there's a lot of information about a school district. But our finances, everything is it's transparent and open to the public. It's as transparent as it can be. We have a line item budget every month that's on our website. So there were questions about Mr. Tierney and some kind of, I don't know what if you would call it a conspiracy, that if you didn't vote for specific school board members, that there was some conspiracy to get rid of Mr. Tierney, and that he had some kind of golden parachute, it seemed like, worth $1 million or more, and if we were to fire him, he would get all this money. And that was news to me, and it was news to him. And so I looked at the contract, and there's a state mandate, essentially 20 weeks is what a superintendent gets if they are let go without cause. And of course, if they're let go with cause, they get nothing. And 20 weeks of his $199,000 something salary is about $75,000. So no one is, first of all, I know of no conspiracy to get rid of Mr. Tierney. I just know of people who love having him leading the district. And if he were to be let go without cause, it would not make a gigantic impact on the budget.
Well,
or affect teacher salaries or anything like that. Those are just sort of that's just misinformation for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, and also there has been no talk of any kind of termination of any sort. Quite to the contrary, it appears that we certainly want to keep him around for quite some time, and for a very good reason. So that's all.
And we will be doing. He will be evaluated in September. That is because the state testing results and the school grades don't come out until late July, early August. So we don't evaluate them at the end of the school year. We evaluate them when we get all the results from the school year.
So as far as, and this is related to the superintendent, but as far as recruitment and morale and the like, can you talk about that as we wrapped up another school year?
I haven't heard anything about an overwhelming thing about morale.
And by that,
we are hiring at the schools because there is always turnover.
Yeah.
We had, people leave for a variety of reasons. And so there are open positions now, and we are hiring for new teachers in pretty much every position. And so if people are looking for work for the next school year, this is a good time to look.
Yeah. And by that, I mean, I just wanted to mention that, from what we understand anyway, staff morale in the district is quite high, and there are a few openings as there typically are, but again, all indications are that the leadership that Mr. Tierney has shown has had a continued positive effect throughout the district on staff. So
teacher morale depends on the day.
Well, it's a tough job.
But overall, an individual teacher's morale. They work with a lot of kids, and it's very stressful. But
a tough job.
I've heard nothing. No overwhelming problems with morale. I
No,
think the school year went great.
Yeah.
And you keep mentioning June 15th. I'd like people to know that summer doesn't even start till the following week. So, it feels like it's almost over.
Well, and we're going to have a summer session in session at this point?
Yes, there's about over 600 summer schools kids at various schools up and down the Keys.
Yeah.
This year. Yeah. And then there's also, I encourage everybody to get to the libraries. They have great library reading programs. Make time for your kids to have access to books, and spend some time reading this summer. It's really the best thing you can do for your kids.
Agreed. Well, again, is Sue Woltansky with us? She is board member, District 5, Monroe County School District. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Before we know it, we'll be welcoming the class of 2039 to kindergarten here in the Monroe County schools as well. 2039.
Oh, my gosh.
Take a moment to think about that. Well, anyway. Sue, anything else we should mention at this particular time? We are, from our standpoint here anyway, grateful for another successful school year. Grateful for a successful first year of our superintendent, Ed Tierney, and looking forward to many more years of success in the Monroe County School District.
That probably says it all. We do have a school board meeting at Coral Shores next week, and there will be discussion of the Founders Park baseball field at that time. So if people are interested, they should tune in.
Good. Well, can I enroll my cat in kindergarten just to get her out of the house for a while? That would be...
Not if she bites, Michael. Not if she bites.
Right. Sure, social skills need some help. Well, thank you for all that you do, Sue, in serving the school district and our community. Unless there's anything else we need to mention at this time, I'll let you get back to a busy day.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for being here. Dr. Sue Woltansky with us. She is school board member, District 5 on Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We'll return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain, and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town, Key West, or twofriends.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. A reminder that you can see and hear this conversation once again on Keys Living TV, channel 27 locally. And also you can see and hear on Roku streaming, and your favorite phone store, app store, has the app for Keys Living TV. Download it to your mobile device. This airs again at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day. So we're going to say good morning once again to our friend Joe Mansfield. Joe is with the State's Attorney's Office. He is Chief Assistant State Attorney for the 16th Judicial District. And good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Michael. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing very well, thank you. We've had a couple of conversations here as of late. Thanks again for joining us on Friday.
My pleasure.
We had a conversation about a number of different cases, but we wanted to call on you again, sir, if we might, because there was a case that happened over the weekend with an arrest, and maybe you can kind of outline what happened there. It was in the news as far as a theft of a vehicle near or at the Plantation Key Detention Center, and then a high-speed pursuit. But this was not the first violation of this offender.
No, Michael. As a matter of fact, we kind of touched on this last Friday. It was one of the situations we had talked about that is giving us a lot of concern in the office because we've seen an uptick lately in these fleeing and looting cases up and down US 1. Mm-hmm. And we talked a little bit about the amount of danger that it creates and, the lives that are put in risk of injury or worse because of these people who make these decisions and drive this way up and down, the only road that accesses the Florida Keys.
Yes, sir.
So this was one of the ones we kind of touched on. This particular defendant had picked up a fleeing and looting earlier last week, and it was the one where I believe that it happened in and around Bud and Mary's, mile marker 80. I think he was ultimately stopped at mile marker 83 or 84. But high-speed pursuit last week, topping speeds of 125 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic, in the evening when there are people walking back to hotels from local restaurants, et cetera. And the fact of the matter is, at that kind of speed, you're just a second away from causing injury or death to somebody. So this is one of the young men who had been arrested, I believe, early in the week last week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to Friday, and unbeknownst to us, we were talking on the radio, and here we are. This is unfolding later in the day Friday. He had gotten a slew of charges, and I believe the total amount of bond that was assigned to him was $150,000. Mm-hmm. So I don't have all the details yet, but apparently he was able to post that bond on Friday, and he was released from the jail in Plantation Key. Well, our offices are in that same building as the jail right there at mile marker 88, the beautiful building on the road there. And he gets released because he's able to post bond and get out. And apparently, upon exiting the jail, he starts ransacking through the cars that are parked right there next to the building where our staff actually parks. And he breaks into one car and belongs to one of our staffers and ransacks it. And it just so happens that one of our investigators had just pulled up to the building and ran inside to make a copy of something and left his car running in that parking area. So sure enough, this defendant finds that car. It's got a key in it. It's actually running. He jumps in the vehicle and he takes off again. And this time he's heading southbound on US 1. And, you know, as soon as they realize what has happened, calls go out and, you know, lookouts or be on the lookouts are issued. And next thing you know, he's doing the same thing again. Now, the second time in a week, he's topping speeds of 100 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic, going down US 1, sideswiping cars as he goes. I think there's at least 3 or 4 cars that he may have sideswiped while he was weaving erratically in and out of traffic, heading southbound. Again, excessive speeds. And finally, you know, he steals the car at mile marker 88, and I think they're able to finally bring him to a halt by the use of strip sticks, spike strips, and pit maneuvers, and you name it. And, you know, now he's in Marathon. He makes it all the way to Marathon before he gets stopped.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
So once again, you know, within 1 week, you know, it's how many countless lives has he put in jeopardy? It's hard to even wrap your head around.
It really is. Yeah, I guess it was. June 9th was the first incident, the speeds of over 125 miles per hour.
Yes.
At that point, he was charged with DUI, fleeing and eluding, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, reckless driving, dangerous excessive speeding in that incident. Now, it would appear that he was not guilty of DUI this time because he was just released from jail after he posted bond, apparently. So it wasn't instigator induced by any kind of substance or abuse of any sort of a DUI, etc. At this point, who knows what his motivation was?
Right. I mean, you know, it is hard to understand what the motivation is. And Michael, we're talking about, you know, second-degree felonies here. These are crimes that are punishable by up to 15 years in state prison. Fleeing and eluding the police at a high speed is a second-degree felony. That's, you know, your exposure is 15 years. On the first case alone, his exposure, if you add up all the different levels of crimes, he's probably got 30 or 40 years of maximum exposure. Now, you know, 3 days later, he picks up a second round of charges. And again, another fleeing and eluding is another second-degree felony, 15 years in, potentially 15 years in the state prison facility. So he's racking up, you know, from where he's sitting, he's racking up many years of exposure in state prison. But our concern is the risk, this unfathomable risk that he presents to this community with these actions. I mean, it's unheard of.
Yes, it is Chief Assistant State Attorney Joe Mansfield with us on Good Morning Keys, talking about a person arrested after fleeing on US 1 twice in 4 days, stole a vehicle again upon being released on bond from Plantation Key Detention Facility, and went all the way down to Marathon. You know, and he wasn't even traveling north to try to get out of the county. He was just going at high reckless rates of speed. He was going to run out of road eventually, but FHP caught up with him, etc. And this was brought to our attention directly by State Attorney Dennis Ward, and he is very concerned about these types of individuals, as are you, Joe, and we appreciate you prosecuting them to the fullest extent of the law.
Of course.
Was this individual, or will he be able to bond out again?
Well, interesting question. So I believe on the original case, the one that happened earlier last week, I believe on that case, because he had been released, and one of the conditions of his release was that he not pick up any new law violations. I believe the bond on that initial case has now been revoked. So he's being held no bond on the initial case. And I believe the bond that he was given on his new case that happened on Friday, I believe it's $1 million on the fleeing and looting. But again, there's a series of charges, Michael. There's a burglary of a vehicle because he ransacked at least one, if not more, cars. So there's a slew of charges involved with Friday's arrest. But I do believe that there's $1 million bond attached to the fleeing and looting, in addition to the fact now he's being held no bond on the previous case. So, no, I don't think he's going to get out anytime soon. And I can tell you, this is a case where we would be seeking a significant state prison sentence. So we'll have to see how it unfolds.
Yeah. Chief Assistant State Attorney Joe Mansfield with us, 16th Judicial Circuit, talking about the man who was arrested after fleeing on US 1 twice in 4 days. Apparently, he was able to steal an iPhone charger from one of the cars he ransacked before stealing the Ford SUV that he took all the way down to Marathon. But, yes, he posed a significant public danger for the second time in about 4 days. Luckily, this report ends with there were no reported serious injuries in either incident. That's pretty incredible.
It's shocking. I mean, again, mile marker 88 is where he stole the vehicle, and let's say he's apprehended in and around mile marker 50. So for 38 miles of crazy, reckless, out of control driving, the fact that nobody was significantly injured is a gift.
Yeah.
But I got to throw this in funny twist. While I was on the phone Friday night with FHP, getting various updates and talking to them about what charges we could file. And I was talking to the MCSO deputies as well, who were also working on the investigation. They had to put me on hold because we had another fleeing and looting Friday night, a guy on a motorcycle who was hauling up US 1 at, again, crazy speeds in the hundreds. And so in the middle of this investigation, we all had to take a pause because we had another hot pursuit of a fleeing and looting suspect on a motorcycle. So this just gives you an idea of what's going on lately. I mean, last week alone, that puts us at maybe 5 or 6 fleeing and looting cases on US 1.
Yeah.
And that's in a 1 week period.
And you do see excessive speed up on the mainland in the 4-lane highways, et cetera. This is, in 2-lane areas that this is occurring. But interestingly, both of these perpetrators, we'll call them that, the 23-year-old who was twice in 4 days, had these, crimes. He's from Miami Gardens. The motorcyclist from Hialeah, Florida as well. So for some reason, they feel they can come down here and joyride and put the rest of us at risk. But I know that the state's attorney's office will see to it that they are prosecuted to the fullest extent to try to deter this kind of activity in the future.
Yeah, that's all we can really do. And we focus very heavily on these cases and seek typically some significant punishment that will hopefully, detour people and keep our community safe. But it's funny, you made the same observation I did. You stole the car, but you went the wrong direction. I mean, going south, there's no way out.
Wow.
If you'd gone north, and gotten past the stretch somehow, maybe, he would have hit the mainland and had more options. But, yeah, it's unfortunate, and it really, really does concern us.
Yeah.
The amount of risk they're putting us under.
Well, that guy doesn't show the ability to make very good decisions, that's for sure. And there's another example of it. But it's also an example of how you and the state's attorney and the rest of the office there works pretty much around the clock. This pretty much occupied your weekend. I know Dennis Ward was on the phone with various personnel throughout the weekend following this case. You were directly in contact with FHP and MCSO and others working through the weekend to follow this case and others, and I'm sure that's not an unusual occurrence. We greatly appreciate your commitment and dedication to the law.
Well, appreciate that, Michael. We really do. And yes, I mean, once this came in, you got to follow it and follow it to bond hearings and seek the appropriate bond. So yeah, it doesn't matter when it comes in. We got to stay on it. So yes, it did take up a big chunk of our weekend, but that's what we do, right? That's our job.
Well, and the judges work the weekends too, don't they, with the bond hearings, et cetera? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Bond hearings every day of the week. So there's somebody doing what we do 7 days a week.
Well, we are very thankful for that. It is Chief Assistant State Attorney Joe Mansfield from Monroe County, 16th Judicial District. Joe, I know you've got a busy day to get to, and there's plenty of other cases, I'm sure, but is there anything else we should mention at this particular time?
No, Michael, I appreciate the time and the kind words. As usual, great talking to you. We actually have a cocaine trafficking trial starting this morning in Marathon. So I think they're getting ready to pick a jury here in a few minutes, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, we'll be curious to hear how that progresses as well. Again, we are so thankful for what you do. My next call will be to the sheriff, and I'm sure we'll have some follow-up conversations about this particular case and others. But again, thank you for taking the time to speak with us this morning. We'll talk to you soon, sir.
Thanks, Michael. My pleasure. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. It's Chief Assistant State Attorney Joe Mansfield. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We'll be back in just a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys, 15th of June. We're going to say good morning to our friend Sheriff Rick Ramsey back with us. Hello, Sheriff, and welcome back.
Michael, good morning to you and your listeners, and thank you. I'm glad to be home. Nice to get away for a couple of days, but always nice to get back home.
It is indeed. Well, there was plenty of action around here, that's for sure, and I'm sure that you were very involved in getting the updates about the man arrested after fleeing on US 1 twice in 4 days. The state's attorney's office has been quite involved with this case. Happened as we were just talking with Joe Mansfield, Chief Assistant State Attorney, and of the fact that this involved, the second infraction by this individual in 4 days' time, but it did involve the theft of a vehicle at the Plantation Key Detention Center.
This is a 23-year-old male from Miami Gardens. who initially was encountered by the sheriff's office, and a pursuit in the Alamorada area southbound started. Speeds were in excess of 100 miles an hour, times up to 125 miles an hour. This pursuit went on for a period of time. We eventually were able to spike the car using our Stinger spike system and get the vehicle to come to a stop. The driver was extremely intoxicated. Driver had drugs, alcohol in the car, drug paraphernalia, was not cooperative. Ultimately went to jail on a variety of charges and was in jail. And then within 2 days, was released from jail. Judge put a bond and was able to bond out. But he bonded out, so now he didn't have a car. So the first thing he did was started checking cars. We always talk about crimes of opportunity. He's apparently looking for unlocked cars that may have keys. He gets into one car, a Charger, and he steals a iPhone charger. So later on, we do charge him with unoccupied burglary and theft. But then he finds a car which is left unlocked and running. The car happens to be owned by the state attorney's office. So he jumps inside the car and steals the car and starts heading southbound. He's about the 83 mile marker when FHP gets behind him and is trying to stop the car for high-speed reckless driving. So you just stole a car after just being released from jail, and you're already back out there speeding, drawing attention to yourself, driving stupid. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. Turns to a high-speed pursuit. Sheriff's office gets involved with FHP. Speeds get so high, at some point in time where, we had a hard time keeping up with this pursuit. FHP continued on. We re-engaged up around the 61 mile marker. We had Stinger spike systems ready to go again. Again, we spiked the car out. Several tires got deflated. And after that, FHP did a pit maneuver to spin the car out. My understanding, when the pit maneuver took place, that two vehicles got damaged from the maneuver, from the pit, 2 civilian cars. Ultimately, the person was rearrested, and the charges are coming from both agencies, Sheriff's Office and FHP for high-speed pursuit, other related charges, the grand theft auto charges. Sheriff's Office is charging with burglary, theft charges, a variety of charges. So this person's back in jail within about an hour of being out of jail on a whole list of charges. I haven't seen the bond, but I perceive this time the judge is likely to put a really high bond, so this person probably won't be getting out of jail anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But what a terrible person, jeopardizing everyone's life and safety, not just once but twice. And it's a shame to see. This person was arrested the first time, was drunk, DUI, drug, alcohol. So you think when you get out of jail, when you're no longer high in alcohol and drugs, that maybe you'd be using a little more logical thinking about your driving, about the dangers, about the hazards, about not wanting to go back to jail. But nope, his actions remain the same, consistent. So this is probably just how this person is on each and every day, carefree about anything or anybody. And here in Monroe, we are going to hold him accountable. Our judicial system, our state attorney's office, our sheriff's office, our judges. I think this young man's got a long road ahead of him. A lot of problems from 3 arrests with multiple charges. Between the 2 cases and all the different arrests, this guy's probably got 20 charges he's got to deal with, and he's not getting off on that. So he's going to be spending a lot of time, I think, in jail, and his life is looking kind of bleak.
Yeah, well, a number of really bad decisions that put a lot of other people at risk. And, he had time in jail to think about those poor decisions, and he did them all over again at his first opportunity. So, luckily, no serious injuries reported in either incident, which is pretty miraculous given his reckless actions there. So he was from Miami Gardens area, also a 28-year-old Hialeah man riding a sport motorcycle, was arrested for high speed of 100+ miles per hour. No serious injuries reported here either, but that individual charged with a litany of crimes as well.
Yeah, this is a traffic-related matter. Sheriff's Office about the 92 mile marker sees this motorcycle, no tag, some other traffic-related issues. We try to stop the motorcycle. It turns into a high-speed pursuit going northbound. This speeds are in excess of 100 miles an hour. At some point in time, we lose contact with the vehicle, but we've got the information out air to our friends in FHP, our partners, and our North End patrol units. FHP sees the motorcycle, re-engages, and eventually high-speed maneuver continues on, but the vehicle comes to stop about the 103 mile marker. So we do get a 23-year-old male from Hialeah who is identified by the deputy on this motorcycle and the prior pursuit that we had involved. So again, he's arrested at that point in time on multiple charges from both agencies. So again, we've started experiencing a lot of high-speed fleeing and looting occurring here in Monroe. And we're thankful for our Stinger spike systems, which are so critical to stop these pursuits or at least drop them down to safer speeds. And obviously, we're thankful for our friends in law enforcement to help aid and assist us, as well as we help aid and assist them when they're involved in these pursuits as well. So a good partnership. We're talking about communication, cooperation, partnership, and teamwork. I always talk to you about a show about, and this is exactly what it's about when we're dealing with criminals. All of us coming together, one big team, to try to keep this community as safe as possible and hold people accountable.
Yeah, and we also send well wishes to a sheriff's office deputy who injured her hand while deploying those tire spikes during a stop high-speed pursuit last week as well. So again, those types of actions put a lot of people in danger, including your own deputies.
This case started at the south end of the county, the Lower Keys. We encountered this individual a couple different times for odd behavior. And then at some point in time, it turns into a high-speed pursuit when we stopped him. He initially stopped, wouldn't produce his license, very combative, put the car in drive, took off, going northbound, a pursuit in excess of 100 miles an hour. We radio ahead to our patrol units in the Marathon area. One of our officers, Deputy McCullough, is set up with Stinger spikes as you come off the bridge. As the car came off the bridge, she deployed the Stinger spike systems. As she was trying to pull them back so the patrol cars could then pass safely to continue the pursuit, the cord, the rope, got caught around her fingers. As the car went over, it pulled the Stinger spike systems away from her, closing the cord on her fingers, and 3 of her fingers got severely injured. After it went through, the other patrol cars continued on. As the suspect car had flat tires, she got the spikes off the road and drove herself to the hospital. Subsequently had to be taken to Miami for further care for her hand injuries. So we're obviously praying for this young lady's recovery. But, she was seriously injured as a result of this guy's actions. And after this took place, he continued to flee on rims and got up to around 39th Street to the racetrack gas station, turned in there, was going through the parking lots, tried to flee out of the parking lot on rims, and struck a boulder, and then tried to put the car in reverse to get the car off the boulder, but couldn't. The car was stuck, which is good. That gave us a chance to get out, get to the car, grab him, shut the car down, and stop this violent actions within this car. So he went to jail again. This is a 23-year-old male as well. 28-year-old male, I believe. I think he's from the Marathon area.
He is. Yeah.
And subsequently was arrested on DUI charges, drug charges, felony fleeing, looting charges, other litany charges, resisting charges. So he's spent time in the jail as well. So we've had 3 really serious cases, which, again, could have killed a person or persons, or one case we see some serious injury to a police officer as a result, which continues to say how difficult and challenging this job is as law enforcement each and every day, the risk to our men and women, but also our efforts to keep our community safe and secure, and the stuff that we have to deal with, and the numbskulls that we come across. Some of these terrible people who continue to reoffend, as we just saw with a person arrested twice in a matter of days.
Yeah. Wow. Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County, with us on Good Morning Keys. And again, certainly trying to combat this rash lately of high-speed pursuits and very dangerous vehicular behavior. Luckily, no serious injuries, though. In another transportation-related case, a plane crash in Key West, about 100 yards off the runway, Key West International Airport. That was yesterday, about 2:14 p.m., with 2 people on board. No life-threatening injuries are reported. Thankfully, it was not immediately clear if the plane was taking off or landing, but the runway reopened at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. FHP called the scene as well. But again, no injuries reported in that issue with a small aircraft, Key West International.
This could have been a lot worse for sure. Plane crashes are, you don't generally walk away for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, 2:14 in the afternoon, we did have a plane crash, a single engine private aircraft, 2 passengers on board. I think it was a low-wing Piper, a really nice aircraft, that went off the runway and crashed into the mangrove area. I saw a picture of the aircraft deep embedded in the trees and woods. It looks like it had some extensive damage. Planes likely be totaled out. But then our sheriff's office airport detachment responded out there for law enforcement reasons. Obviously, our friends at Key West International Airport Fire, which is under control command of Monroe County Fire Rescue, responded out there with apparatus and manpower. And again, 2 passengers were taken off, appeared to be shooken up, but injury-wise, we're doing very well. And again, the airport was shut down temporarily while they had to deal with that crisis. But it opened up pretty quickly because it wasn't really on the main runway. It was off the taxiway into the wooded areas a little bit. So
yeah,
we're thankful that they're safe for the most part.
Yes, sir. And then, Sheriff, I know your time is precious here. Just wanted to touch here quickly on a stabbing and robbery on Stock Island. 4 individuals arrested after Sheriff's Office responded to Lower Keys Medical Center at approximately 3:45 p.m. on June 8th. Regarding an adult female with a stab wound. She was robbed of a laptop computer and some medication as well while at a camper trailer on 10th Avenue earlier in the day. She apparently was stabbed with a sword and suffered a punctured lung. But, this got out of hand.
This was a group of people who all know each other. We're all hanging out at the trailer. Potentially, drugs may have been involved.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in time, one person's overheard talking to another person about stealing the other person's iPad and phone. Person hears it and gets an argument about, potentially stealing their property. Turns into a pushing, shoving match, a fight. At some point in time, a female is held down. And while she's being held down by the group of people, they're punching her, kicking her. One person brings out a Japanese katana-type sword and apparently does stab her. She's injured. They don't let her leave. For a period of time. Eventually, they let her change her shirt, which is full of blood. Eventually, she's not allowed to leave and goes to the hospital to receive medical attention. Has not reported this to the police. While there, the ER doctors see clearly this was a act of violence and notifies law enforcement services. We respond out there and start trying to figure this out. We bring in patrol officers, detectives. We have to eventually get a search warrant to get inside the trailer where the crime took place. And we eventually trying to figure this out. Who was there? What took place? What's going on? Wasn't easy. Everybody was not the most cooperative people. This bunch of people from the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But we then figure out what this started from, that these were known people that were hanging out and potentially, doing nefarious stuff together. We eventually target 4 people that were involved directly or indirectly as co-conspirators to help hold her down, resist, not let her leave, so we do eventually arrest 4 people. One of the person we wound up arresting, by the time we arrest him, he's got methamphetamines on him, controlled substances, pills with no prescriptions, glass smoking pipe. Kind of gives indication of what we were dealing with in this trailer. So we do arrest these people for these variety of charges in regards to this attack from people who one second are friends, the next second they're fighting each other. So that's just, again, what we deal with in law enforcement. It's craziness.
It really is. Boy, well, we had all kinds of situations this past week. It's been a busy one, and we thank you and your entire department for, pursuing all of these who would perpetrate these crimes against us in the public. Anything else, though, we should mention at this particular time, sir?
No, I think we covered a lot of good stuff today, and I appreciate you and your listeners, and look forward to talking with you next week. So, Michael, thank you for the platform and your friendship, my friend.
Likewise, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for your service and friendship. We really appreciate everything that you do and all of your dedication and commitment. You have a safe and wonderful week, sir.
Okay, brother. Bye.
Take care. Bye now. It is Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thanks to all of our guests here today and every day. Boy, what a busy news day it has been, and we are about to join Glenn Beck. Got breaking news as soon as it happens, always here on Keys Talk. Local, state, national news at least every half hour, weather around the clock. It's all on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thanks for listening.